The 78th Annual WIAA Boys State Basketball Championships are brought to you exclusively statewide by Milk, the official beverage of the WIAA games. Enjoy real dairy products. Look for the real seal in your grocer's dairy case. The rural insurance companies, providing Wisconsin families and businesses with a full line of insurance needs. Your local Cenex and Land O'Lakes cooperatives, providing quality petroleum products, crop inputs, and livestock feeds. Marshfield Clinic, physician care, medical research, professional and public education. More than a name, an integrated system of care. And by Menards, helping families build America's heartland for 33 years. Save big money at Menards.
Nicolet and Racine Case as the WIAA Boys State Basketball Tournament continues. Joining us now at center court is Donald Pierce from De Pere. He is the president of the WIAA's Board of Control. Donald, welcome back. We had you in the girls tournament last week, and I guess that's the first thing we bring up. What a great girls tournament we had here at the Fieldhouse last week.
It was just super. You know, we got a lot of equity coming in now. Last Saturday night we had over 11,000 people here, 54,000 people. The year before, 46, and the girls are just playing magnificently. It was a great tournament, just super.
It sure was, and we hope the same, in fact, at least the same and perhaps better this week as well. The WIAA, a massive structure, obviously, with all the 420 member schools. How does the structure work? If someone has a concern, how does that get through the network to the people who can make decisions?
Well, basically, we start out with a Sports Advisory Council, which basically consists of coaches in a particular sport. They make recommendations, or that comes up to the athletic directors, to the committee at the office, and then the Advisory Council, and finally to the board. Or also people can petition and have it on the annual meeting where we come up with resolutions.
Do people take advantage of that system?
Not too much.
Do they use it enough, you think?
Mostly schools. Yeah. Mostly schools do periodically. Most of the things come through the structure, though, itself.
Of course, one of the big events of the year for the WIAA is the annual meeting coming up this spring. What are the major topics of discussion there?
One of the big ones is we're going to ask the delegates to vote on minority structure. We want to add a person to the Board of Control and also to the Advisory Council so that we have better representation for minorities, and that'll give us a little broader base.
Yeah. Of course, realignment and topics like that are always of discussion.
That never ceases. Size of enrollment, displeasures, people always want to change, and as a result, you make one change, you actually make a number of them. So the board has that control. It was given to them a number of years ago by the schools in the state, and it's a big one. We'll be deciding some things on an appeal again coming up, but Doug Chickering and the office are up to the challenge, and most people are satisfied in the end results.
It's been a great year for so many schools athletically, and you're from De Pere, and it's been a great year for De Pere. I'll let you snap your suspenders a little bit.
Well, personally, it has been. We started out with second place in soccer, a state tournament. The divisions have really helped. We went to two divisions this year in soccer. We were lucky enough to be in Division 2 and came out, lost 2-1 in an overtime. And then we took football, Division 3. We came all the way undefeated, 13 straight, and it was just wonderful. Really brings the community together.
Finally, about your year as president of the Board of Control, what have you learned from it and what have you enjoyed about it?
I've learned there's a lot of work. I learned there's a lot of involvement, much time away from school, but it's dealing with kids and trying to improve what's happening in the state. The enjoyment is being able to participate in something like this. It's just super.
I'm sure a lot of people appreciate your efforts, and thank you for a year served on the WIAA Board of Control, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, Donald Pierce from De Pere, the president of the Board of Control for the WIAA. Sheboygan North has defeated Green Bay East 65-44 in our first Division I quarterfinal. Time now to take a look at our second quarterfinal of the afternoon as Nicolet ready to play Racine Case. Calling the action will be Ken Syke, providing the color analysis Eli Krogan of Watertown High School. Right now for a preview, let's go to Ken and Eli.
Thank you very much, Jay, and we're set for this Division I quarterfinal. Nicolet and Racine Case, and one team ranked number 6 in the state and the other team unranked. On paper again, Eli, you might think that the Knights of Nicolet would be the favorite here. We see some similarities in these teams. We were talking about it a moment ago. What do you see?
Well, both teams like an up-tempo style of play. They play aggressive defense. Both teams have scored many times in the 80s, high 70s, so we look for that kind of a scoring ball game.
Both teams have starters that score in double figures. We have aggressive defense. One big difference, though, and that's the Knights of Nicolet have a decided height advantage and a size advantage.
Well, Nicolet starts 3 6'6" ball players and 1 at 6'5". Point guard is 6'1", so it's going to be a rebounding challenge for Racine, and you know, I think that they have to offset that by a good aggressive play, because the rebounds don't always go to the bigger players, they go to the aggressive players.
No, that's a real good point, Eli. The Eagles of Racine Case making their 3rd trip here to the state tournament, and they're known for putting on the defensive pressure, trying to wear a team down, kind of what Sheboygan North did to Green Bay East in the first quarterfinal game here.
Well, Racine Case in the sectional final, Coach Suter from Janesville Craig said that their defensive pressure just wore them down during the ball game, and I think that'll be a factor here in today's ball game.
So it's Nicolet Knights 21-3, making their 2nd appearance back in 1969. Nicolet was here at the state tournament, and their coach, Steve Bazelon, was on the team. Now he's back to lead them into this tournament, their 2nd appearance ever. For Racine Case, the Eagles, they've made 2 previous appearances. One in 1978, they lost the first game. One in 1987, they lost the first game there. So if the Eagles can win today, it'll be their first state tournament victory in 3 tries. And as all situations, Eli, when these teams come in, not having played last year, you look at that first quarter for a telltale direction.
Well, you do it, and when we were talking about both teams liking the up-tempo and higher scoring, sometimes you look for that first quarter to be a little bit of a struggle, because it's a little different surroundings here, the field house floor and the excitement of 12,000 people. So it'll be interesting to see which ball club establishes the tempo first.
Now, you won't be seeing double when you take a look at the Knights of Nicolet. They do have identical twins, Bill Jenkins, a 6'6" junior, and Bob Jenkins, a 6'6" junior, 44 and 52. And don't feel bad if you can't tell them apart, because Steve Bazelon, their coach, says, I can't tell them apart either when I'm looking at them. Only when they're standing right next to each other can the coach tell them apart. You ever coached identical twins?
Well, you know, I did. When I coached at UW Whitewater, I had Gary and Larry Grimes, and they were identical twins, and the only difference I could tell the difference because Larry had a gold filling. And if he didn't smile, I really couldn't tell the difference between them.
So you were always telling jokes, right?
Right.
We're getting set for the tip-off of the 2nd Division I quarterfinal. The Nicolet Knights and the Racine Case Eagles. We'll be back with the introduction of the opening lineups after this from our local stations. This is your WIAA network station. Will it be the Eagles of Racine Case or the Knights of Nicolet advancing on to tomorrow night's Division I semifinal? We'll find out here as we're set to go. And public address announcer Jack Rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for this afternoon's 2nd Division I quarterfinal game. For the Knights of Nicolet, at forward, a 6'6" junior, number 44, Bill Jenkins. For the Eagles of Racine Case, at forward, a 6'3" junior, number 30, Mike Scott. For Nicolet, a 6'6" junior, number 52, Bob Jenkins. For Racine Case, a 6'2" junior, number 32, J.R. Smith. In the middle, for Nicolet, a 6'5" senior, number 54, Lamont Brown. For Racine Case at center, a 6'3" senior, number 44, Jay Hearn. The guards, for Nicolet, a 6'6" junior, number 42, Matt Javit. For Racine Case at guard, a 6'1" junior, number 20, Carlos Butler. And for Nicolet, a 6'1" senior, number 12, Aubrey Coro. And for Racine Case, a 5'7" junior, number 12, Yusef Abdullah. The Nicolet Knights are coached by Steve Baslon. The Racine Case Eagles are coached by Bob Hayes. The officials assigned by the WIAA for this afternoon's contest are from Wisconsin Rapids, Dave Kirsten and Bob Shane.
And Nicolet High School is a regional school made up of the areas of Bayside, Fox Point, Glendale, and River Hills in the north of Milwaukee. And of course, Racine Case, one of 3 public schools in the Racine area. The Case Eagles pretty much on the west side of Racine in the southeastern corner of the state of Wisconsin. So Nicolet, the Knights 21-3, ranked number 6, and the Case Eagles unranked 18-6. Case only came in 4th place in their conference, but Eli, that's what's so great about the state tournament.
Well, it's always a new season, and there's always a new opportunity, a new chance. And Case in a conference that with 3 teams tying for the championship and a good ball club.
And lost a lot of close games, and Coach Bob Hayes told us there had to be a reason we were losing all these close games. Well, maybe now he knows, because his team has won some close games here in the tournament. They won a sectional championship game over Janesville Craig, in which they pretty much wore down the Craig Cougars. So here we go, and it should be go all the way, and a travel off the top.
Well, as Javit tried to pass that ball inside, he took that extra step. And again, they were taking it right to the basket.
So Nicolet opens in the man-to-man defense. This is Butler, Carlos Butler. Has to change the shot, gets his own rebound, and a foul from behind on Bill Jenkins.
Well, because of the size, he did have to adjust his shot, but he did the smart thing. He followed it, got the rebound, and drew the foul.
That'll be a common foul. So the Case Eagles, 18-6 on the year, will inbound it over the end line. This is Abdullah, the point guard. Nice pass in the lane. It's good. Jay Hearn.
That was a good penetrating pass in underneath for the layup.
We'll see a couple of outstanding point guards here. This is Quarles for Nicolet. His pass is intercepted, and back comes Case. 3-0. Watch out. J.R. Smith.
And early in the ball game, it's showtime.
Turnover. Back we come. And it'll be a shooting foul against Nicolet. Whew.
And there it was, just as you called it, the slam jam and showtime early. And then you saw the aggressive defense turn them over again. And the defensive pressure early in this ball game is going to be a big factor as to who sets the tempo.
Well, right now the tempo being set by the Eagles as Yusef Abdullah, 5'7" junior, is at the line, averaging 12 points a game. And it is 6-0. It's the Eagles off to the quick start. And the Knights are going to have to adjust to this pressure defense if they're going to hang in there. Right into the lane. Shot. Billy Jenkins.
Bill Jenkins, averaging 12-2 per game, takes the ball right to the basket.
And that's a turnover. First against the Eagles. Bob Hayes, in his 3rd year as coach of the Eagles, was an assistant for 20 years at a different Racine high school, Racine Park.
Working with Tom Sager over at Racine Park.
In the corner, this is Bill Jenkins. That one was deflected, I believe. And so Case with the ball and a 2-point lead. Abdullah, the point guard, 12 against 12, and both very good ball handlers.
A lot of good matchups in this ball game.
Player control foul on Mike Scott. Mike Scott, number 30, the leading scorer for the Eagles. And kind of their off-the-court leader as well, a 6'3" junior, a little too aggressive.
Okay, and here you see a 1-2-2 three-quarter court trapping defense by Case.
Drag that foot, and that's a turnover. A little uncertainty for Nicolet as Aubrey Quarles commits the 4th turnover against the Knights. Just underway here in the first quarter. This is a Division I quarterfinal. Pass in the lane. Shot was underlay, but wide open was Butler.
Off a nice backdoor cut.
In the lane, Lamont Brown. Fasten on your seatbelts, folks. This is the way it's going to be all afternoon. There's a block by Bill Jenkins. Ahead to Bob Jenkins. Tipped in good, Lamont Brown. Just like that, we're tied 6-6.
And a turnover.
Well, the Eagles will get it back.
And we're seeing end line to end line defensive pressure and fast break.
Well, again, these teams average over 75 points each. There's a turnover. Javit is fouled. A possibility for a 4-point play.
Looked like that ball was tipped as he shot it. It went off the glass and in. And now he may have a 4-point.
Quarles got it out to Javit. His arm was hit as he went up. I'd say normally he doesn't put it off the glass from that angle.
I don't think so. But he'll take it anyway.
Well, we had a 4-point play in this morning's Division III semifinal game. The winners this morning, St. Croix Falls and Auburndale. And Javit misses, but the rebound is good. Bob Jenkins. I think the Twins would do us a favor and one of them wear goggles and the other not. But they both wear goggles. We've got a foul in the backcourt on number 34, Brian Sommerhauser. A reserve into the game, a 6'1 junior.
And Nicolet just showing how important hitting the offensive rebounds. He got right to the board on the missed free throw and put the ball back in.
A 9-point run right now. Make that 11 because it was 6-0. And Hearn is wide open and puts an end to that string.
Little confusion on defense that time. No one stepped up when Hearn caught the ball.
Cross-court pass. Javit's never shy to throw it up. That's no good, and a foul on the wrist against Lamont Brown. That'll be Jay Hearn for the personal.
And as we noted, Javit shooting that three-pointer, and he likes that shot. He's hit 44 during the season out of their 62.
That's nice to have if you're Steve Bazelon, a 6'6 guard in Matt Javit. And he'll inbound the ball here as we've got a momentary delay for some items on the court.
Racine Case in a 2-3 zone at the baseline.
Easy play, Bob Jenkins, and it's 13-8.
And Nicolet just passed right over that zone. A little mismatch in size.
And that's where the Knights have that advantage. Abdullah is a little long. Butler's able to track it down. He'll try a three. (13-11).
Here's the 1-2-2 three-quarter court trapping zone press.
Pass into the lane. Twin brothers connect. Billy Jenkins. Jenkins twins are juniors and are drawing attention from coaches, college coaches. Nicolet, a fine talent team. That shot is no good. Scott on the rebound. Gets it.
Left-hander with the good shot on the inside. Good following.
Smith over the back on the foul. Case will send in their first reserve. Deontay Pruitt, number 10, comes into the game. A 5'8 senior for Abdullah. Alternating point guards.
Nicolet was looking for a little half-court pressure as they were lining up.
Now Case falls back into zone.
Yes, they're in a 3-2 with kind of a flex with the point man dropping back.
Smith. Back comes Nicolet. J.R. Smith with the jam.
Smith takes the ball to the basket. And again, showtime. And Nicolet answers right back by throwing a pass out to half court.
Foul committed against Case on bringing the ball up court. There's a trip.
Again, a good penetrating pass to the inside.
52 is Bob Jenkins. 42 is Bill Jenkins. Not to be confused with 54 on the near side there. That's Lamont Brown. This is Quarles to Bill Jenkins to Lamont Brown. Just a little strong, kept alive by Javit. He's hammered. Actually, Bob Jenkins kept it alive first. And there's your fourth player. You're off guard in there crashing the boards.
Well, when you have 4 players in there that are about 6'6", it's kind of tough to stop them on the offensive boards. Once it gets to be like a volleyball up there, they're up after.
Number 54, Todd Winkleman, a 6'1" senior, comes into the game.
That's where it's important for Case to block out on that first shot. Try to hold him to one shot.
That's pretty important right now. Jay Hearn, the starting center for Case, is out of the game right now with 2 personal fouls. And we've only played 5 minutes here of the first quarter. This is a real track meet at 16-15.
And it just makes that much more of a burden for Case in the rebounding department. Hearn averaging 8.9.
Free throw is no good. Offensive board was too strong, but again, Nicolet getting those offensive rebounds. Now Pruitt will set it up for the Case Eagles. They're down by a point. Turned over. The Knights 3-on-2. Oh, great pass.
Javit looking to the left, passing to the right. Perfect pass.
That's the way you run the break.
And they got out with good quickness on that break.
Butler for 3. That's short. And Pruitt leads it. Here we go again. 3-on-2. And Jenkins is hammered.
Javit, the middleman, really keying the fast break.
Well, somehow the Knights are able to get their big guys out on the wings. We've had the Jenkins brothers on the fast break the last 2 times down court.
Well, that's what you call running the court hard. Going down full speed.
Brian Sommerhauser back in the game as you get a look at Bill Jenkins. First one is no good.
He did have a nice high follow through on that. We'd probably think that he'll focus a little bit more and hit this one.
Now this is Bill Jenkins on the line. The rebound tracked down by Case.
Both times a little strong.
Scott right into the lane. No. The rebound. Nicolet. Tough break for Case. Now it's 3-on-2. Quarles all the way. Just a little short. And the Eagles will get it back. 2:02 to go in the first quarter. And Nicolet leads by 3. We'll be back with more action for the 1993 Boys State Basketball Tournament after we hear from our statewide sponsors, Rural Insurance and Cenex Land O'Lakes. This is your WIAA Network station. We've still got 2:02 remaining in the first quarter. Already 33 points and 26 shots total between the 2 teams. Pretty good shooting.
Well, Nicolet 8 out of 13. Racine Case 6 out of 13, and that's what's adding to the score in the field house and putting some excitement into this ball game.
Definitely, and again, we've got 2 minutes to go. An early factor, though, Eli, is that Case has committed 8 team fouls.
Well, and some of that is on trying to get to the defensive board.
This is Butler trap, gets it over to Smith.
Nicolet playing man-to-man, but trying to give a lot of help inside.
Scott is tied up. Alternating possessions, and Case will keep it.
For Nicolet, number 42.
Matt Javit comes back in the game. And Bill Jenkins will sit down.
Nicolet man-to-man.
In and out. Carlos Butler couldn't get it to go down.
Oh, Butler had a good penetrating drive toward the corner of the lane. Pulled up for that soft jumper, and it just didn't drop.
Well, Case is able to play the up-tempo, fast game with Nicolet. Just a matter of these fouls and then trying to keep it to one shot for Nicolet.
Case back into the 3-2 zone with the point man sagging way back.
Off Lamont Brown's leg. Steve Bazelon in his second year didn't like that turnover. Nicolet now has 6. And Case just the 3. Finally, after that opening surge, things have calmed down just a little bit here. Scott looks inside. Winkleman in traffic. No, Scott's tip is too strong.
Well, they got the good inside shot, got the follow, and just didn't get it down.
Quarles, the point guard for Nicolet.
Facing that 3-2 zone.
Inside, Jenkins, no. And one shot. Back comes Butler. To Scott, pull up, too strong, tip in, yes. Carlos Butler.
Nice pass with a nice follow in.
Sommerhauser gives back to Javit for 3.
And they got it back to kicked it out to their best three-point shooter, and he hit it.
That's what's great about the transition game. Scott around defender. Will it count? It would have, but it didn't go. Hey, an exciting first period. Nicolet leads by 4. We'll be back with the second quarter in a moment. But first, a word from our local stations. This is your WIAA. Oh, and the team averages 75, 80 points. First quarter score is going to be around that. 21-17 as you look at statistics from the first quarter.
Well, at the top of the show, we said that it could be right around an 80-point game. Field goals 9 out of 15 for Nicolet, 7 out of 20 for Case. Case getting the 20 shots up, which is keeping right in character for what they'd like to do.
Inside, Bill Jenkins, good fake and got it to go.
And Nicolet trying to establish that strong inside game.
We've heard from both Jenkins as now Bill has 10 points. 10 out of the 23 as it's a 6-point margin.
Case attacking the man-to-man defense, penetrating drive.
Smith draws the foul as he drove to the free throw line, and it'll be on Jenkins. And at the line will be J.R. Smith as Lamont Brown comes back in.
As the game goes on, it'll be interesting to see if Case can offset that size and the inside game of Nicolet.
J.R. Smith 4 points already this afternoon. This is the first free throw. He's the slashing driver, the penetrator for the Eagles. And according to Coach Bob Hayes, he's come on real strong here in the tournament.
And is a good free throw shooter for their team. This time, though, he comes up empty.
Misses both. Nicolet leads by 6 and with the ball. Quarles to Javit. He'll take that all the time. That's his third three-pointer. He now has 3 for 4 from the field.
Javit's going to get some good attempts at three-pointers with that strong inside game of Nicolet.
Winkleman's shot is blocked. Quarles ahead. 3 on 3. Nice pass through traffic. Shot no good. Javit, yes.
Javit's having an outstanding first half.
12 points out of the 28.
In the lane, Hearn is hammered. Not sure if it'll be Javit or Lamont Brown. Watch this pass.
And here's just a perfect bounce pass to finish off the fast break. And Javit right there after the missed shot puts it back in.
Well, both teams at this pace substituting often. Jay Hearn, a 6'3" senior. And interestingly enough, Eli, the only senior starter.
Well, when we talked about some of the differences, Case with 4 juniors starting, and as you said, just the 1 senior, and you can see the concentration.
Second one is no good. And it's 28-18. Pretty handy run here. That one's no good. Quarles tips it ahead, but knocked back. Smith in the lane to Scott. He scores.
Scott, the left-hander, with a nice bank shot off the glass. Comes in averaging 15-9.
Just get it over the timeline. Lamont Brown will drive into the lane and shoot. Boy, that one was forced. And that hit the end line, so it'll come back to the Eagles. You're going to play with this up-tempo, fast-paced game, Eli. You get down by 10-12, but you're not really out of it. It can change in a hurry.
Well, that's true. And with that kind of a tempo, with the 3-point shots, you can get right back into it.
Just like Carlos Butler did. He got the roll. That was a 2, they say. 28-22.
That's a shooter's touch. Have that ball bounce around, come back in.
And Butler in the backcourt fouls Javit. And so now we'll be in the bonus here. As Brian Sommerhauser back in for the Knights, replacing Jess Padek, who had been in for a few moments. Padek, a 6-foot senior. So Matt Javit averaging 12 points. Is already over his average as he has 13 here. He's a junior. Second free throw, no good. Rebound. Now that's the second or third time that Nicolet's been able to get the rebound on the missed free throws. What's going on there, Eli?
Well, they just have a good size advantage, but they're also making some good moves to get to the board.
Scott tries to take it inside. His shot is blocked. No foul, and then knocks it out of bounds. Bob Hayes. Is there a foul there?
Case with their 3/4 court zone press, trapping at the center line. Nicolet down the court looking for the outside 3 from Javit, or to punch the ball inside right there.
Jenkins, that one is no good, and a nice block out by Jay Hearn. Hearn playing with the 2 personals. Abdullah's shot or pass. We'll call it a pass. Statistician Don Kerr says. Was knocked out of bounds. And Steve Bazelon gets the call that he wants. 5:05 remaining, second quarter, a Division I quarterfinal. And what an exciting game it is here. Nicolet and Racine Case. Stop, pop, good. Lamont Brown.
And Brown that time with good body balance and control, pulled up.
And Case calls the timeout. They trail by 11, the biggest deficit of the game, 33-22. As the Knights have it going their way. Javit, the trigger on the break here.
Javit with another nice pass. And you can see Brown pull up, good body control, hit that short jumper.
Javit's 3rd assist. When you figure how many points Javit has, he's got 13 points and 3 assists. That's 6 more points. He's had a hand in 19 of the 33 points so far for Nicolet. And that's a good timeout for Bob Hayes. You can feel it slipping away, even though it's a fast-paced game. You don't want to have a big, long run. 33-22 right now. They did have it down to 28-22, so it was 5 in a row.
Well, I think what you look at early in the ball game, you don't want that momentum to swing to a point where it almost takes you out of it. And sometimes you can get into something a little bit different with your ball club, either change a little bit on defense or change the attack a little bit on offense. They're probably talking about rebounding, keeping Nicolet off the boards on those second and third shots.
I like the approach that the Eagles have had. When we talked with Bob Hayes yesterday, he didn't put a lot of strategy into it. He says you just let them go out and play. Plays a tough, aggressive defense. Offensively, plays the motion offense, tries to beat the other team down court, and let them go at it, as we have a unique perspective here on the University of Wisconsin field house. And so far, the shooting, the difference. 58 to 38%. In the lane, shots a little short. Scott keeps it alive. And we'll have a foul on the Knights, Bob Jenkins.
And Scott, a good jumper up on the offensive boards. Kept that ball alive. Scott, the second leading rebounder for Case.
J.R. Smith a little short on the jumper. And here's Scott coming back. And a hold on either Bob Jenkins or Lamont Brown.
Brown gets the foul on the inside.
Now it's his second personal. This might be a war of fouls here. Who's going to wear down? As we've had a number of fouls here in the first half. Mike Scott can't get it to go.
Well, in an up-tempo game, and when it's end-to-end, end-line to end-line action, you'll see more fouls.
Bill Jenkins comes out, and Scott will get his second try. Scott had 22 points in the sectional semifinal win over rival Racine Park.
And the free throws are a little hard to drop in this first half.
Well, not only in this one, but in many of the tournament games so far. Teams not hitting from the charity stripe. The WIAA State Tournament is brought to you statewide by the Rural Insurance Companies, providing Wisconsin families and businesses with a full line of insurance needs.
Abdullah with a nice pass inside.
And it's 33-24. Bill Jenkins too strong. His brother rebounds and scores.
And again, the second shot. You win ball games not necessarily with the first shot, but with second and third shots.
Abdullah.
And he hit it. Abdullah with a long three and fouled on the shot.
He scored last time down there. You could see the foul on the arm. And we have the chance for another 4-point play.
And another look at it. Excellent camera work.
And just like the earlier try, neither player able to convert on the 4-point attempt. 35-27. Ill-advised pass. Turnover.
Well, that's a case where you try to force the ball in where there really wasn't anything.
Javit with the block on Scott.
Javit doing it at the defensive end of the court.
Great pass. Give the credit on that one to Brian Sommerhauser.
And a steal.
Bob Jenkins, steal back. Hearn. No. Blocking foul to be against Javit. Or are these teams just not taking care of the ball, Eli, or is it just that fast pace of a game?
Well, I think it's it's good quickness, aggressive play. Nice pass inside for the layup. Nicolet has shown a very good ability to hit the open man.
Jay Hearn is the best free throw shooter for the Case Eagles. He's at about 80% on the season, has 8 points so far this afternoon. Jay's also on the soccer team at Case.
Case right back into their zone press, trapping at midcourt.
Jenkins, too strong, kept alive. And the Eagles come out of there with it. Butler through all kinds of traffic. Great pass.
And blocked.
2:50 to go.
I think Bill Jenkins just got a hand on that one.
Good defense. Both ends of the court. Sommerhauser's shot is no good. There's a turnover. And a timeout by Nicolet as Steve Bazelon doesn't like the way things are going. So the Knights call a timeout. They lead it by 8, 37-29. Gives us a chance to take a look at some of the turnovers, and let's analyze these a little bit, Eli, and see how they're happening.
I think a big part of that is the quickness and aggressive play. And here we see Bob Jenkins go all out and get the steal just before the timeout. That's aggressive play. It's a case too where you have to protect the ball because someone's always coming after it.
Normally a coach doesn't want his big guy trying to steal the ball from the little point guard.
Well, it doesn't happen very often, but you know, I think their aggressive style of play is the kind of thing that's gotten them where they are in the state tournament, and they're going to continue to play that way throughout the ball game. And defense can really be a big part of your offense.
Oh, absolutely, as we've seen the Knights convert very quickly. Nicolet Knights 21-3, champions of the North Shore Conference. Came in first place, 14-2. Only losses this season were to Wauwatosa East, Homestead, and then a very interesting loss to Cuba City, a Division III school.
Well, and Cuba City certainly has an outstanding program, just as Wauwatosa East does. So when they lost those two ball games, they lost to two good ball clubs and then came back with a 48-41 win over Kenosha Bradford. And that was a big win after two losses.
So the Knights leading it by 8. Go to a high-low post game. Bill Jenkins about a 10-footer.
That high-low is kind of tough to stop.
Yeah, I'd say.
When they have the size, not only at the free throw line, but underneath as well.
In the lane, comes back out to Javit. He's not shy. Kept alive by one brother for the other. Give Bob Jenkins the assist and Bill Jenkins the field goal.
And that's teamwork.
After the timeout, they come right back and score 4 in a row. Smith, a nice pass inside. Jay Hearn converts off Scott's miss. 11 now for Hearn.
And Case is able to stay at just 10 down.
Tipped away, turnover, 3-on-2. Ahead to Butler.
Nice pass. Scott with a fine assist.
This kind of basketball might drive a purist nuts, but it's certainly a lot of fun to watch. Bill Jenkins.
Abdullah with a penetrating drive and then hit Jenkins in the middle of the lane.
He now has 16, and it's back up to 10. You don't even want to take your eye off the court for a second. This one is moving so fast. And Bill Jenkins will get called for the foul. And that's his third personal. So as the Eagles continue to penetrate, Nicolet will have to bring Lamont Brown back in.
And that's really, I think that's really a key for Case is to be able to take the ball to the defense and see if you can penetrate, either get the basket or draw the foul as you get in the lane.
Well, they've already got the 3 on Jenkins, and Lamont Brown comes back in, and he has 2. Mike Scott, all conference first team in the Big Nine. Had 15 points in the win over Janesville Craig. This is his free throw, and it's 43-34.
Case in the 3-2. Dropping it back into a 2-1-2 as As you can see, number 20, Butler, sinks all the way back down to the block.
Now the Knights turn it over. And Yusef Abdullah. It's now 11 turnovers against the Knights. Inside to Hearn. Boy, he could measure that one because of the foul difficulty on Brown.
Well, Brown wasn't going to go up there and try to block it with 2 fouls.
On the lay-in, Bob Jenkins.
Bob Jenkins with a nice move. Started toward the middle of the lane, cut to the left, and laid it in.
Butler looking for room. Comes back out to Pruitt. Butler from the baseline, around and out, and that should do it. As Nicolet leads it at halftime in a very, very entertaining first half, and the fans appreciate it here at the Fieldhouse. Case trails it by 9. We'll be back after these messages from our statewide sponsors, Menards and Marshfield Clinic. This is your WIAA network station.
At halftime, Nicolet leading Racine Case 45-36 in a game that's been kind of like a tennis match. Back and forth and back and forth. Here to recap the first half, here's Ken Syke and Eli Krogan.
Thanks, Jay. Or like an elevator, up and down, up and down. It has been a very entertaining first half. Let's take you right into the highlights. And there's lots of highlights to pull from in this first half. But we'll see that Case jumped out and had a very rare thing, a 3-0 break.
Well, they did. They got a quick recovery. And then it was, as we said at the beginning, showtime. Takes it right down and scores, and that gets some of the people out of their seats.
Bill Jenkins for Nicolet is 8 for 10 from the field. A lot of them little short shots.
Well, he shows excellent body control, taking the ball to the basket.
And J.R. Smith, 2 dunks in the first half.
He's right back at it again.
He leads the dunkometer. Jenkins on a beautiful pass from Javit, who has 4 assists.
Javit looking left, passing back to the right.
And when he has a chance to set up.
And Javit, their leading 3-point shooter, with 44 threes on the year.
And Mike Scott needs to get going for Case, and he puts one down there.
Scott, the strong left-hander, banks it off the glass.
And the leading player for the Eagles, Nicolet, in that first half, 59%. That's really a big difference in the game. Racine Case, plenty of shots. Actually, they had the exact same number of shots. And 41% knocking down at the line. Case getting there more often, and that might be their asset in the second half.
Well, getting the shots is one thing, and Nicolet, of course, with a 24-18 advantage on the boards. Somehow, Case has to keep Nicolet off the offensive boards.
And Nicolet, 3 players in double figures already. 4 of their players, 4 of their starters, average in double figures. It's a 9-point game, 45-36, but as you probably saw if you caught a little bit of the first half, you can't go away because a lot can happen, and 9 points isn't a whole lot. We'll be back to see the third quarter after we heard from our statewide sponsors, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board and Rural Insurance. This is your WIAA network station. Halftime is just about over as the Knights of Nicolet lead the Racine Case Eagles 45-36, and both schools and both communities thrilled to be here at the University of Wisconsin Fieldhouse. Case just their 3rd trip, and the Knights have to go back to 1969. Let's see, how's my arithmetic? Is that 24 years for their last appearance? As we told you earlier, Steve Bazelon, their coach, played on that team. And Steve went on and had a nice career at the University of Michigan playing for Johnny Orr. Now the Eagles come back, and Hearn can't get it to fall. Hearn in that first half was 5 for 5. Is that Jay's first miss? Yes, says Don Kerr.
And as you mentioned, Coach Bazelon, we might mention that his wife, Rondi, had a baby last Saturday, Ariana.
Abdullah on the lay-in coming back. And I know Steve talking about that birth was a little tied on what to do on that Saturday, but fortunately the induced birth was in the morning on Saturday, so he's able to be a proud father and perform his family duties and then get back and coach his team to a victory as they won the sectional final game. Knocked out of bounds right in front of us here.
And beat a good Menominee Falls team in that game.
Yusef Abdullah takes the pass from, I think that was Scott over there who got it to him. There's a pass tipped away and stolen. Oh, had a chance for a breakaway, but they couldn't handle the easier pass up court. Hearn hesitates, misses. The rebound comes right to Jenkins.
And again, the difficulty of scoring against 3-6-6 guys inside.
Bill Jenkins too strong. Lamont Brown is fouled. That's the one player who averages in double figures for Nicolet that we've yet to see much of offensively.
Nicolet with a 24-18 rebounding advantage at the half, and you can see they're right back on the boards. And draw the foul.
Clear foul on Carlos Butler. So Lamont Brown, a 6'5" senior. Butler now has 3 personals. Free throw percentages in the first half: 50% for Nicolet, 46% for Racine Case.
Lamont Brown with good form at the line. He sets up well.
We've got a violation. One of the Knights over the line
Before the shot, and Brown hit that one.
Well, you know it.
Yeah.
So it remains a 9-point game. The margin at halftime.
Man-to-man pressure by Nicolet.
Work Scott to the top of the lane, and Abdullah from long range. The rebound is tipped away, out of bounds. And the officials aren't sure, so the out official will say it belongs to the Knights. Well, that's the way it's supposed to be done. Is that not right?
Well, that's right. If the official underneath didn't see it, he asked the other one. And they got the call exactly right.
Quarles, the point guard, to Jenkins, to his brother Bob. No. And here come the Eagles. No one back. Abdullah ahead. Oh, great pass, and the lay-in goes in. Scott lost it going up.
And Abdullah, thinking that his shot might be blocked, passed the ball back in the middle of the lane. Scott laid it in.
4th assist for Yusef Abdullah.
There's his own pressure.
Lamont Brown in and out.
And that's what Case would like off that, that Nicolet would put up a quick shot.
In the corner, J.R. Smith. That's a 3. It's 47-43. Well, the Eagles come out strong here in the 3rd quarter.
And that's how you break the zone press, by taking it to the basket and shooting that layup.
Once the Knights get it past midcourt, they seem to be okay against that press.
Well, the pressure bothers them up court.
Watch this behind the back pass.
Here, as he's taking the ball to the basket, he's thinking it might be blocked. Gets the ball right back to Scott.
Scott's a little lucky that one rolled in. You could see from that angle, excellent camera work, that he lost the ball as he went up.
Kind of lost the handle going up.
Sommerhauser into the forecourt. His Case is in the man-to-man now. We've seen a man-to-man zone, then back to man-to-man. In the lane. Oh, he was hammered and scored.
Well, I think one of the things for Case in going to the man-to-man is that they may have a chance to block out a little bit better, because they weren't controlling their defensive board as well as they should have. Or as well as they might have.
It's an excellent recognition by Bill Jenkins to his brother Bob. Obviously, these two not only have played on this team together, but they've played together a lot. We've seen that combination click already a number of times this afternoon. Nice pass to Hearn. Did he draw the foul? Yes, he did.
Nice penetrating dribble on that one, and then the pass inside. And that's what creates offense. It's not necessarily running a set play, but the action that they create. Coach Hayes concerned that they've dropped behind by 9.
And a big point right here, Eli. That foul was on Bill Jenkins, and that's his 4th personal. He's saying, no, it wasn't me. It was on 42. 44, says the official. And so that's 4 personals on Bill Jenkins. It looked like Javit was calling for the foul on him, but Bill Jenkins will have to sit here, because doesn't have to sit, but it's wise too. It's his 4th personal.
Well, it is, and in the 3rd quarter, they have a 9-point lead, and they can use them again in the 4th quarter.
A 3-pointer off the glass.
J.R. Smith banked it off the glass.
The lead is now 6 for the Knights, and you have the feeling right now, Eli, that the Eagles are playing the way they want to. Some shots here, a little aggressive defense, trying to stay away from the fouls. Bob Hayes, after halftime, saying, guys, we can do it. We'll cut it back to 6, and Steve Bazelon urging his team on. Nice pass in the lane. Brown has to alter the shot. The rebound too strong. Brown comes back.
But there's when you have 3 chances from that range, you usually score.
J.R. Smith answering a right back. It remains a 6-point game.
Smith with a nice bank shot.
Oh, Smith again. In the lane. No. Scott, and the rebound to Javit. Another steal. This time Smith is fouled. Quite a sequence here in the backcourt as Case kept on stealing and turning it over, and finally the foul by Sommerhauser.
2 quick steals, and they take the ball right back to the basket.
12 points for J.R. on 5 for 6 from the field.
And again, the free throws coming a little bit hard.
You know, it's hard to believe 5 for 6 from the field, and then you think the free throws would be easy to knock down, but I've seen quite a few percentages for the individual players this season where the field goal percentage is as high or even higher than the free throw percentage.
I think he'll bend his knees a little bit better and get a little better arch on this shot.
Nope.
And he comes up short. J.R. Smith just can't believe that he missed those 2.
And now he's missed 4 in a row, but the Knights commit a foul down here. And now Jay Hearn will go to the line. So the foul's starting to mount up here, and Steve Bazelon saying, okay, what are we going to do? Hearn was in the act of shooting. Well, you get the feeling, Eli, that Case just hanging around, and this one's turning towards them.
Hearn has nice free throw form, high follow through, nice rotation on the basketball, something to be copied by the young players watching this game.
Down to 4, 54-50. Hesitation, turnover. But the Knights will get it back. The WIAA State Tournament is brought to you statewide by Marshfield Clinic. Physician care, medical research, professional and public education. More than a name, an integrated system of care. We're glad you can be joining us here for Game 4 of the 78th Annual Boys State Basketball Tournament. It's a dandy. 3:35 to go in the 3rd, and we're already in the 50s. Nicolet, Lamont Brown, yes.
Brown with a good recovery of his own pass, pulls up and hits the jumper.
He's up to double figures. J.R. Smith, he's got it going right now. That's a 3, 56-53. He's up to 15. And he's 3 for 3 from the field. A steal, 3 on 2. That one's a little off, and the rebound is long to Smith. A 3 here would tie it. Pass in the lane is stolen. Back we come, 3 on 2. Quarles is too strong, and Brown is fouled.
Brown with a nice pass off the fast break. Followed it up with the rebound, offensive rebound. Brown with the pass. And Brown with the rebound.
Quarles went up on his wrong leg. That's the 3rd personal on Hearn. And now into the game for Case, number 22, Shavan Smith. A 6-foot junior. I believe that's the first time he's into the game here. Might have snuck in for a couple of moments in the first half.
They're going to give J.R. Smith a short break. chances are Smith won't be out very long.
Not the way he's been shooting. Sommerhauser will come in.
And still trouble at the foul line.
That one is well off. Rebound blocked from behind. Now you figure that out. He misses 2 free throws, comes back around and drains a 15-footer.
Makes a difficult jump shot over the defense.
57-53. Case down by only 4. Carlos Butler. It's 58-53. Now 58-55. Steal. Scott. Tip, no. And before that, a foul.
And that defensive pressure by Racine Case is really starting to bother Nicolet.
Butler was just a little too strong. Scott couldn't get it to go, and the foul by Jess Padek, who's into the game. We've got a timeout. Nicolet leads it 58-55 with 2:05 to go, third quarter. Our third quarter action continues after these messages from our statewide sponsors, Menards and Cenex. This is your WIAA network station. Babcock Hall ice cream. You can get it right there. 1 scoop. Thank you very much. Starting to warm up here in the field house. You get a little hungry or need to be cooled off with a pace of a game like this. 58-55. Look at the field goal shooting.
Nicolet 50% in the second half, but Racine Case bouncing back from 41% to shoot 54% at this point in the second half.
Oh, we talked about Bill Jenkins being a big factor for the Knights. Since he's been out, it's a 12-6 run for the Case Eagles, and it's been keyed by J.R. Smith, who in this quarter is 4 for 5 from the field, including 3 for 3. As you get a good look there at Bill Jenkins with 4 personals.
Well, anytime you take one of the key players out of the lineup, it hurts.
And Butler for 3 to tie it up. We're tied at 58.
And the game is on. Defensive pressure and a steal.
A steal again. Hearn coming back.
And Case takes the lead, and Nicolet may need a timeout.
And they call one. The first time since it was 6-4 that Case has the lead at 60-58. We'll keep it right here, and we'll take a look and see what was the biggest deficit. I think it got to 11 once, didn't it? 28-17 back in the second quarter. It was 41-29 at one time. Let's take a look at that shot from the corner.
Here he sets up well and drills the three-pointer from the corner. Get it back to a tie.
Maybe you throw that cross-court pass against the press. It's so easily be intercepted. What's happened to Nicolet's offense against the press, Eli?
Well, I think that, you know, what Case is doing right now is their defensive pressure is lengthening the passing lanes. And those passes are a little bit longer, and I think that Nicolet may not be coming to meet the ball quite as much as they did earlier in the ball game. And the defensive pressure by Case is just starting to wear them down.
Well, Quarles, the point guard, points off turnovers. Look at that, the difference there, 18-4. And we're here early in the third quarter, or late in the third quarter, and it's 19 turnovers by the Knights. Now, Case in their sectional final win over Janesville Craig forced 19 turnovers in the first 3 quarters. So this is the kind of game that the Case Eagles like to play.
Well, it is a full court game where they can really involve that pressure defense, force the turnovers. And here they are again.
This time they're able to break it, and Brown's shot is no good. That shot is blocked. Brown comes back in just way too strong. And we've got a foul against Carlos Butler.
So right now it's Nicolet getting the ball to the basket and then offensive rebounding to offset that pressure of the Case defense forcing the turnovers. Nicolet on the inbounds.
This Padek seeing a lot of playing time here with Bill Jenkins having the 4 personals. That 3 is no good. In the lane, Bob Jenkins.
And just what we were talking about, the offensive rebounds, second and third shots.
Tied up at 60. Cross-court pass, Butler. Has it knocked away into the lane to Hearn. He's tied up and a foul.
Good aggressive play on the inside.
Now, did he have the arm or did he have the ball?
And here's the pass. Pass to Hearn. And he's double teamed as he tries to take it up.
It was Lamont Brown on the far side who committed the foul. And Jay gets the free throw, now has 18 points.
Hearn with the soft touch on that one.
Second one is good. Case goes back in front, 62 to 60. Look at how they double team the ball. Ahead to Javit. No place to pass, so what does he do? He takes a shot.
Nicolet with the quick recovery.
It was almost a breakaway for the Eagles.
This is a spectator type game. Up and down, a lot of excitement, outstanding passes. And
Tip in.
And a tip in.
Jess Padek, a 6-footer, knocks it down. We're tied again, 62. You can just sense the electricity right here at the field house. The fans here going oohs and ahs and really appreciating this fine play. There's a pass stolen away. 3-on-1. Quarles all the way.
Quarles with the driving layup.
And in the final 25 seconds of quarter number 3, Nicolet gets back on top. Good pass in the lane and hammered Scott by Padek.
Smith with a nice pass into the lane.
Siobhan Smith with the penetration.
He finds the open man.
Case is certainly going to the line quite a bit here as Abdullah is back in. Mike Scott, 6'3" junior. As both of these teams have a number of outstanding juniors. And that's a little unusual when you have these larger schools tend to be senior dominated teams.
Well, there were 8 juniors started in this ball game. 5 for one team, 3 for the other. And we're back to a tie.
And in the final seconds of the quarter here, Javit slices through. That shot is no good. Gets his own rebound. They have time. Quarles down the lane. What a move, but the shot wasn't there. And a holding foul against the Knights.
Hearn was there for the defensive rebound, and he was fouled.
Well, it's great penetration here by Aubrey Quarles, but the shot is not to be found.
Well, he had a great penetrating drive, but when he got there, he was just a little bit out of control. Couldn't lay it in.
And that was a good call as the official noted that Hearn's arm was grabbed by Padek. 1.6 seconds remaining as the Case coaches here reminding their players, but Hearn puts the first one down. 65-64. As we said, it was a 9-point game at halftime, and that didn't mean anything in a game like this. Second one, no good, and that's it for quarter number 3. So Case, an outstanding quarter, outscoring Nicolet by 10 points. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after a word from our local stations. This is your WIAA network station. Racine Case outscores Nicolet 29-19 in quarter number 3. Eli Krogan, and besides this up-tempo pressure, did you see anything else that caused that for Bob Hayes' K's Eagles?
Well, I think a little bit of it was the foul trouble for Nicolet, but the other side of that was the just very aggressive defense, the number of turnovers they forced at one point, having an 18-4 advantage and points scored off turnovers. So the defense has been doing it, and they played a little more man-to-man in that quarter.
Now they start out back in the zone. And again, Bill Jenkins, one of the outstanding forwards for Nicolet, on the bench with 4. So we start the fourth quarter. Pass from Javit is off target. And another turnover.
Javit was going to try to catch that pass in the air and get the ball on a kind of a touch pass situation at Jenkins, and just misfired.
What do you think we're going to see here in the fourth? It should be a thrilling quarter. Butler's shot. And a foul over the back on Javit.
Well, Ken, I think the first couple minutes of this quarter are going to be very important as to who establishes the tempo and who can get into the kinds of things that they want to do. And in Case's part, to take the ball to the basket very aggressively, because Nicolet is in foul trouble.
Hearn, the first of the 1-and-1 is good. And it also might be free throws.
Oftentimes in close ball games, it comes down to which team is more effective at the charity stripe.
Hearn now 10 points over his season average.
And the free throw percentages are picking up.
And the three-point lead is the biggest of the game. Javit cannot hold on to Quarles' pass. And you really sense the frustration right now for the Knights.
Well, with the 29-point quarter for Case, the momentum has really been going their way. And it continues here in the fourth quarter.
Hearn in and out. That one was about as far down as you can go without going all the way through. Bob Jenkins is fouled by Smith. This is Siobhan Smith, not JR.
And as Jenkins goes in, you can see the foul. And Case trying to pick up man-to-man. I think their bench, too, is trying to indicate to them they want more man-to-man defense, and they were more successful when they were playing man-to-man.
Well, Bill Jenkins is back in. The pass in the lane to Lamont Brown.
And that's the inbounds play that they've used before, just throwing it over the top of the defense.
Case outscored Nicolet 2-1. As we have action right in the lane here, Quarles comes charging in, but Abdullah back in court puts down a 3, and it's a 4-point margin. Foul in the backcourt against Abdullah. That's one of the reasons why you don't keep your drinks on top of the table over here.
I think that would have spilled the water in a hurry.
Carlos Butler back in.
And I think another thing it shows about high school basketball is that the players are out here giving 100% for the entertainment of the fans and for their school, for their team.
That's right. That's the great thing about high school sports. It's as pure and simple as it can be for their school, for their friends, for their coach, for themselves. Aubrey Quarles, a 6'1" senior.
And I know Coach Bazelon told us he is a good free thrower.
Second one is short. The rebound. Jenkins inside scores. Bill Jenkins.
Nicolet with a lot of offensive rebounds.
Jenkins deflects that pass. Great pass in the lane. Shot is deflected. And Bob Jenkins, a foul from behind. Both teams are going to have to be careful here, or else we're going to be having players start to foul out.
Nice pass in the middle of the lane. Ball is tipped a little bit. And there's the foul.
Well, Jay Hearn has done an outstanding job in getting those offensive rebounds. Padek now will come back in. Jenkins goes out. He's got 4. So both Jenkins have 4 personal.
And Ken, as you point out, Hearn averaging 8.9 rebounds is doing an excellent job today.
And from the line as well. That one's a little short. The rebound short. Tipped up, no. And over the back, foul on Hearn. Well, the pace of this game has really slowed down with the number of fouls. We've still got 6:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. And it's a 71-69 lead for the Case Eagles. And we'll take a look here in a moment at foul trouble. Nicolet, both Jenkins with 4 personals. Brown with 3. Padek with 3. And Case only Butler and Hearn with 4. At the line, Matt Javit.
Javit, a good free throw.
First point this half.
After a big first half.
That's right, 13. So he's been shut down until right then. And we're tied up again at 71. Butler to Smith. Hearn comes back out. That shot is short. And nice block out by Javit.
Case,
5:50 to go. Go ahead, Eli.
Case in man-to-man defense. Now they've moved into the 3-2 zone with a flex in the front.
Padek shot is no good, and before that we've got a foul. I believe that's on Nicolet. It is on Padek and getting the offensive rebound. I think that one of the Case players got away with a push. No, that wasn't. Bill Jenkins just moved himself a little too far away, and Padek pushed on Hearn, getting that rebound.
And you can see from the reaction where he pushed off.
23 points for Jay Hearn. Make it 24. Honorable mention all conference in the Big Nine was Jay, as well as a member of the soccer team at Case.
When you come in averaging 12 points a game and you have 24, you're having a big day.
And that's about 1/3 of Case's points. Quarles full steam ahead. Too strong. And Padek is fouled from behind by Butler. Well, it's a foul-a-thon.
Well, it's another case where Nicolet misses a shot but gets that offensive rebound.
Again, that comes down to positioning. And Butler over the back of Padek.
Most rebounds are taken below the rim, so position is the key factor.
Number 20, Carlos Butler, the 6'1 junior, has fouled out. That's his 5th personal. And we'll see who Coach Bob Hayes sends in. In the meantime, a reminder that this WIAA state tournament is brought to you statewide by Menards, helping families build America's heartland for 33 years. Save big money at Menards.
Butler, the second leading scorer for Case, at 14 points a game. That's a big loss with 5 minutes, 37 seconds to go.
And he fouls out with, was it 14? And we've got a timeout by Case. They trail it by 2 with 5:37 remaining. We'll be back with more of this great fourth quarter after we hear from our statewide sponsors, Marshfield Clinic and Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. This is your WIAA network station. Racine Case back into this game with a 29-point third quarter as the Eagles have really asserted themselves, and it looks like we're going to be heading down to a finish that's going to be back and forth, nip and tuck.
Well, Ken, it could be the kind of ball game that goes down to the last possession or the last shot, and these two teams just trading baskets at this point, and as you point out, in some cases trading fouls.
Well, the number of fouls, we've already had one player disqualified. That's Carlos Butler, finishes with 14 points. And now Jess Padek, a 71% free throw shooter at the line. You know, what's interesting with both these teams pretty much just going 7 or 8 deep, not preferring to go beyond that. Padek, the second reserve off the bench, has seen a lot of time here, and he now has a couple of free throws for Padek. And now we're at the 7th tie, 73-73.
And we said we were looking for a game with the winning team around 80, and it could be 90.
Forcing his way into the lane, Mike Scott. We've talked about Jay Hearn a lot. Scott now with 11. 75-73. Brown with a little shot. Was that a travel? Boy, it looked like it in the lane. As Bill Jenkins went up and down without getting a shot off.
And here Brown pulls up. He's hit that shot pretty well today. Missed that one.
Yeah, I'd say Jenkins traveled on that one before Padek got the rebound. J.R. Smith comes to the bench. And Chavan Smith is in, and the Eagles get it leading by 2 with 5:03 to go. Abdullah cut off on the penetration, cuts away, and the ball's kicked. Who's going to get it? On the sideline, the Knights can't hold it, and Quarles in frustration pounds the court.
Well, he had the extra effort to hustle down there and just couldn't come up with the ball. That's a kind of frustration for a coach. One pass comes to the player and he's cut away from it. Top of the lane. Yes. Nice inside move. That's Mike Scott, who's starting to assert himself now. And who's the foul on? Javit? Mike Scott, the left-hander. You can see that off-balance jump shot. Nice concentration as he focused on the rim. Ball rolls in. And that's what you'd expect from your leading scorer. A big basket. That foul was on Jess Padek, and he commits his 5th personal. So Jess fouls out with 3 points. So Mike Scott with a chance for a 3-point play and a 5-point Case lead. It remains at 4. Plenty of time remaining. 4.5 to go. But Nicolet really taken out of their game here by the Case Eagles. Case in a 3-2 zone. Seems like Nicolet, this game has been back and forth, up and down so much that they haven't had to set up in the half-court offense. What a leap by Scott. And down he goes. Scott went way high for that ball and came down a little bit off balance. Fell into a travel. That's a good way to put it. Fell into a travel. Great rebound. And a foul on Scott. Case foul number 30. Nice. 77-73. Steve Bazelon looks very concerned at this point. And actually, so is Bob Hayes. Lamont Brown, a 56% free throw shooter. Big rebound inside, blocked from behind, and Case will get it back. We've seen so many excellent rebounds, and then the putbacks are not going down. Bill Jenkins headed, and as Bob Jenkins went for the ball went out of bounds. Case now with a 4-point lead. Abdullah from the lane. Good. Great one-on-one maneuver. And a steal. And a steal coming back. 6-point lead is the biggest. In the corner, Abdullah for 3. And Nicolet will call a timeout. Suddenly, it's a 9-point lead. Abdullah hitting 2 in a row, and the Eagles could be pulling off the upset. We'll be back with more after we hear from our statewide sponsors, Rural Insurance and Cenex Land O'Lakes. This is your WIAA Network station. Well, it might not be pretty, but the Case Eagles have scratched their way back, and almost another turnover. They're up by 9 now. As Brown's shot no good, Nicolet again having problems just putting it in. They've gone
3 minutes now without a field goal.
And they've gone through the frustration of being very close and having those follow-in shots and just not being able to put the ball in the basket in this stretch. And the momentum has all shifted to Case. Racine Case with a 9-point lead. Aggressive defense.
Bill Jenkins, the first free throw. That stops Case's 9-0 run. It was tied at 73. And Yusef Abdullah has come through with 5 of those 9 points. Now it's back to 7. Still plenty of time.
And 2 big free throws by Bill Jenkins.
Abdullah is cut off. Looks like Case going to a 1-4 here.
Well, it's kind of a double post delay.
Steal. Bill Jenkins. Quarrels all the way. Was he fouled? No. Javit scores. Like I said, a long way to go.
And now Nicolet wants pressure up the court. Pressure on the ball.
Well, Case went into a delay with quite a bit of time remaining in their win over Janesville Craig, the sectional championship game. Scott, shot is blocked, gets his own rebound, blocked again. Rebound in traffic, yes. J.R. Smith.
A big rebound and putback.
Tipped away, turnover. It's amazing the number of turnovers that Case's press has forced. Almost a steal. Ahead for Brown. No shot, they say. Fouled before by Pruitt.
Here's the long pass by Quarles. Brown takes the ball to the basket and is fouled. Racine Case put up a shot from the outside here that was a big shot in that I think the coach Hayes wanted to run a little bit more time off the clock.
First of the 1-and-1 is no good. Rebound in traffic. Bob Jenkins. 84-79.
They just haven't been able to block them out on those missed free throw attempts.
Steele coming back the other way. And Abdullah will be called for a blocking foul.
And Lamont Brown at 6'5" is showing just an excellent ability to handle the basketball, take the ball to the basket, hit the open man.
And while he's showing some excellent ability with dribbling, he's got to convert here on some of the free throws. Lamont Brown is 0 for 5 from the line, and Case will call a timeout. So with 1:46 to go, Nicolet on a bit of a surge, and with a chance here to cut it down to 3.
That momentum, it's a great thing when it's on your side. When you have Old Mo going for you, it's just great. When you don't, then it's probably either a substitution or a timeout.
Well, we'll try to set the stage for you here in the final 1:46. Case is 5-1, in which they have scored 80 or more points, and we're at that point right now. These teams averaging upper 70s, low 80s, and some excellent statistical work pulled up. Nicolet, if they can get to 80, they're 7-0, but right now they're down by 5. So some kind of a string is going to be broken here.
But in a game like this, Ken, 5 points, it doesn't take very long to make that up, and the momentum just swings back and forth. A quick steal and a 3, and they're right back in it. Now they're at the free throw line.
And Lamont Brown is one of the players I was talking about earlier, Eli. 56% from the free throw line, but from the field on the season, 58%.
And that's kind of an amazing statistic when you think that a guy shoots better from the floor, but in shooting better from the floor, chances are a lot of his shots have been right in the paint.
The game reset, 1 timeout each, and that's a very important possession arrow right there. Racine Case. Bill Jenkins in a similar situation, a better field goal shooter than a free throw shooter. Brown with 14.
And Lamont Brown kind of crouching down at the free throw line right now, and you can bet that he's really focusing on putting that ball over the front of the rim and hitting that free throw. If he ever wanted one.
It's a three-point game.
And that's when we talk about a confidence thing. His confidence was up, and he hit the second one.
Because he got the roll on the first one. Almost stolen. And they say now it was off the Eagles, so the Knights will get it.
And Lamont Brown tipped that ball, and then it went off a Case player. And Nicolet with a big possession, trailing by 3.
Javit could tie it up, but he's covered pretty well. Come back out to Quarles. He'll go right into the lane. Out to Javit for 3. Blocked by Abdullah, and a foul by Javit. Yusef Abdullah, a 5'7" player, somehow got up and blocked the shot by the 6'6" Javit.
And you called it, Ken. When you're at 5'7" and you block that shot by a 6'6" guard, you talk about extra effort and coming out of nowhere for that block. I don't think Javit could believe he had the shot blocked.
He couldn't. And now Abdullah can make that turnover even doubly more important with a couple of free throws. It's no good. Still 1:20 to go, and Nicolet down by 3.
And it's anyone's ball game at this point.
Come all the way out to Javit, looking for someone to pass to. How patient will they be? A steal and a foul. Bob Jenkins.
Mike Scott with a big defensive play at the baseline.
Bob, he looks like he's taking it easy here, but it's anything but that. As that is 5 personals on Bob Jenkins. He knew he committed the foul, the frustration. Now they have 30 seconds to bring in another player. So Steve Bazelon will have to go a little bit deeper into his bench. Bob Jenkins, an excellent game, 21 points.
And I think sometimes you see the frustration set in as a result of a turnover and then followed by a foul.
So Mike Scott at the line for 1 and 1.
And free throws are an important part of the game.
First one is pure. Scott 1 point below his average of 15. Can give Case a 5-point lead here.
This is where all that practice on free throws pays off.
Nice rotation. 86-81, down to a minute. Quarles, too far and too hard for Sommerhauser.
And that was a pass that really threaded the needle, but it was a tough one to catch.
Now into the game for the first time, number 4, Jason Kemp. And Matt Javit will come out.
And Nicolet is going to press full court, so they want a little bit more quickness in there.
Well, they need to foul now here. And that'll be the fouler, Kemp, as he'll come in and try to commit those fouls so they can send Case to the line and get some misses.
And Javit to come right back in for offense.
Now Nicolet has 1 timeout remaining. They trail it by 5. Now we don't have free throw percentages for the Eagles. J.R. Smith at the line. A junior. And 0 for 4. But he makes it when he has to.
Well, just like Lamont Brown at the other end for Nicolet. Under the pressure here in the last minute, J.R. Smith steps up and hits that free throw. Concentration picks up a whole lot.
You got it. 88-81, the lead up to 7 now. Quarles double team. Shot from way outside. It's short. Brown again, no. Jenkins, yes. 45 seconds. They're down by 5. Abdullah is hammered by Sommerhauser. That's about all Nicolet can do right now. As the Case fans here over to our right are anticipating victory here, and it would be an upset, a mild upset at that. But Racine Case unranked in the final state rankings, and Nicolet number 6. A lot of people were looking forward to a Nicolet-Sheboygan North matchup tomorrow night. But Racine Case has turned the tables here, and they can make some free throws. Will be playing tomorrow night, but he misses. And Quarles quickly into the forecourt. Tipped away, steal, and a foul in the backcourt on Brown.
And another big play by the Case defense, forcing a turnover.
Sommerhauser turned his ankle on that play.
Here's the pass, and the ball is deflected away by J.R. Smith. And there's the recovery and the foul. So Case goes back to the line for another free throw attempt, the front end of a bonus.
And we have the feeling it's still not over. As now coming in, number 30, Michael Luckett, a 6'2" senior for Sommerhauser. With a good look at Michael. Deontay Pruitt. Yes! That's Deontay's first point. Backup point guard. A senior makes a big free throw and gets the second. Quarles triple teamed in the backcourt. That pass goes out of bounds.
And again, defensive pressure, not allowing that pass to the open man.
Javette a hold on J.R. Smith, and with 29 seconds to go, it looks like the Eagles will win this one.
Well, defensive, yeah, one of the things, I think probably the most important thing that Case has to credit the win to is just outstanding defensive pressure throughout the ball game, forcing numerous turnovers and helping to offset the edge that Nicolet had on the inside game and rebounding.
Smith's free throw is good. He now has 20. Now the turnovers for Nicolet are way up there, 27 according to Don Kerr. And points off turnovers are now 27 for Case. So that's been a big factor all the way around. There's a steal by Hearn. Case will win it here. They're up by 9. They'll just spread it out here. Not much Nicolet can do.
Case doing a nice job of spreading the court. Both teams played hard in this ball game at 92-83, a spectator's game.
What a game, and the Case Eagles a 92-83 winner over Nicolet. And so it'll be Racine Case moving on to tomorrow's Division I semifinal against Sheboygan North. Congratulations to the Eagles of Racine Case. And as you said, Eli, Nicolet, nothing to be ashamed of, an outstanding effort in an outstanding game. We'll be back with interviews and highlights and statistics. But first, a word from our local stations. This is your WIAA network station. Racine Case with a 9-point victory over the Knights of Nicolet. And Eli, I think you hit it on the head. That defensive pressure for Case, just like it did in their sectional win, a big factor down the stretch.
Well, we'd said early in the ball game that the defensive pressure allowed them to stay in the game, and they dropped behind by as much as 7 to 9 points, but they never went away. And the defensive pressure kind of broke Nicolet down, and it offset Nicolet's big edge on the rebounding and the inside game.
We'll take a look at the final statistics right now, and we'll see that Racine Case shooting improved in the second half, ends up at 46. Nicolet goes down to 48. Racine Case 41 free throws, and they hit 26 of them for 63%. Rebounds, Nicolet the big edge there, but look at the turnovers. 27 turnovers individually now for Nicolet. They were led in scoring by Bill Jenkins, 22 points, 11 rebounds. Bob Jenkins, his twin brother, 21 and 12. Jay Hearn at 25 points and 21 for J.R. Smith. So it's Bob Hayes and his victorious Racine Case Eagles who move into the Division I semifinal. Eli, good job. Let's toss it right now over to Jay Wilson.
All right, Ken, thanks a lot. Bob, we thought you'd never make it over here. This game took so long, but you say you've had a lot of games like this year, huh?
We've had pretty close games this year. We've lost, I think, 5 games by a total of 12 points. But our kids are hustlers. They work hard. And when you work hard on defense and you keep that constant pressure up, many times something has to happen.
You said Jay Hearn came to play today. He had 25 points, well above his average.
Well, I know that anytime any one of those guys can score. We've scored in double figures. Our first 5 have scored in double figures all year. So when one's off, the other guy will take over.
Quickly to Sheboygan North tomorrow. What do you know about them and how do you attack them?
Well, I know they're tough. They're big. They're big just like Nicolet was. So I think they go a little deeper than Nicolet. We just got to come to play. When you come to play and play tough.
Great game today. Congratulations, Bob. See you tomorrow.
Well, thank you.
All right, Bob Hayes, the winning head coach from Racine Case. They win it, the final, 92-83. Coming up tonight at 7 o'clock on the WIAA State Tournament Network, Division I quarterfinals, Madison Weston, Milwaukee Bayview, and Milwaukee, Washington, and Stevens Point. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you back at 7 o'clock.